We're not as alone as you think.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 craziest fan theories about the future of the MCU.
Carol, this is war. My hands are filthy from it too.
I had this plan with this girl that I really like, and now it's all ruined.
I'm gonna enjoy it. Very, very much.
For this list, we'll be looking at the wildest predictions people have made about the franchise's characters and storylines. Since some of these theories discuss major plot points from the first 23 movies in the MCU, a spoiler warning is in effect. Do you have any fan theories about the MCU? Let us know in the comments below. Now let's roll. Number 10. Professor X has been hiding the mutants.
Mutants. Since the discovery of their existence, they have been regarded with fear, suspicion, often hatred.
Now that Disney has the rights to use X-Men in their movies, how will mutants be introduced to the MCU? One Reddit post states that they've been inside the mouse house the entire time. Professor X used his telepathic abilities to trick the world into thinking mutants don't exist within the MCU. The professor did this to protect the mutants from persecution and keep them out of worldly conflicts. But after seeing Thanos snap half of the universe out of existence, Charles decides mutants should stop hiding and help fight against evil. If this theory is true, the Avengers might be upset that Charles messed with their minds. Hopefully they're not mad enough to start a civil war with the X-Men.
I know you believe what you're doing is right. But for the collective good, you must surrender now.
This video is brought to you by the new Motorola Razr. The flippable, pocketable icon is back, and this time it's 5G ready. Discover more at the link in the description.
Number 9. Adam Warlock will restore the Infinity Stones.
These Infinity Stones each control an essential aspect of existence.
In the comics, the hero Adam Warlock is constantly tied to the Infinity Stones. After being created in a gold cocoon, he received powers from the Soul Gem and eventually decided who should keep each of the cosmic items. One theory states he'll be responsible for the stones again in the MCU.
Where are the stones?
Gone. Reduced to atoms.
After Adam finds out the Infinity Stones were destroyed during the Avengers Endgame, he'll go on a journey to make a brand new set. Once the stones have been restored, he'll entrust them to different heroes from across the MCU. While Adam's actions are risky, restoring the stones could help heroes like Vision come back to life. We'll just have to wait and see what Adam does when he emerges from his cinematic cocoon.
I think I shall call him Adam.
Number 8. The Skrulls are secretly evil.
Oh, I'll be out of your hair as soon as I track down the Skrulls that are infiltrating your planet.
During Marvel's Secret Invasion event, shape-shifting aliens called Skrulls launch a wide-scale attack on Earth. They prepare for their conquest by quietly stealing the identities of trusted heroes and public officials. Fortunately, the Skrulls work alongside Nick Fury, Captain Marvel, and other heroes in the MCU. But some people think this alliance is all part of a sinister plan.
Now I stand before you as my true self, without deception.
A fan theory suggests the Skrulls have just been pretending to be good to gain the trust of Earth's mightiest heroes and observe Earth's weaknesses. When the time is right, the shapeshifters will use their knowledge and influence to conquer the planet. Since 2 Skrulls are currently impersonating Nick Fury and Maria Hill, the idea that the shapeshifters might have evil intentions is a terrifying prospect.
Carol, this is war. My hands are filthy from it too.
Number 7. A huge multiverse crossover is coming.
Who are you in this vast multiverse? Mr. Strange?
The upcoming Doctor Strange sequel will probably explain how the multiverse works in the MCU. This has led theorists to believe the Secret Wars crossover event will be adapted for the screen. In the comics, this storyline saw characters from different multiverses meeting up or fighting in a place called Battleworld. When the event ended, heroes from various universes ended up living together on one Earth. The theory states a Secret Wars storyline will occur in the films.
Word of the Ancient One's death will spread through the multiverse. Earth has no sorcerer supreme to defend it. We must be ready.
This would allow Disney to bring in popular heroes like the X-Men without having to explain how they fit in the current continuity. Alternate versions of existing characters like Miles Morales as Spider-Man could also appear. The crossover potential would be as big as the multiverse itself.
This is Miles, and he's gonna save the multiverse.
Number 6. Thaddeus Ross will become Red Hulk. When Thaddeus Ross was an army general, he spent a lot of time hunting the Hulk.
As far as I'm concerned, that man's whole body is property of the U.S. Army.
But he could never keep the green guy contained for long. Although Ross isn't actively pursuing the Hulk anymore, a theory suggests that the rivals will clash again on a more equal playing field. In the comics, Ross gains access to a special serum that turns him into the Red Hulk. The transformation grants him all the strength the green guy has, plus the power to increase his body temperature and the ability to absorb energy. Although the MCU version of the Hulk is smarter than usual, the Red Hulk's power set might give Ross the edge he needs to take down his longtime enemy.
Let him have all of it.
Number 5. Mutants were born during the snap.
No one's ever seen anything like it.
Rocket told his fellow Avengers that a burst of energy is released whenever someone uses the Infinity Gauntlet. A Reddit post suggests every snap leads to the birth of more mutants in the MCU. The theory suggests that cosmic energy released by the snap can awaken dormant X genes inside of ordinary humans and turn them into mutants.
We're not as alone as you think.
Although this may sound far-fetched, there already might be proof of this happening before. In Avengers Age of Ultron, it's revealed Wanda and her brother Pietro received powers after being experimented on with the Mind Stone. But what if the stone was only awakening their dormant X genes? If this cosmic energy theory is true, we'll be seeing a lot of mutants running around very soon.
Mutation. It is the key to our evolution.
Number 4. Stan Lee played an old Avenger. Before Stan Lee's tragic passing in 2018, he made a cameo in every MCU film. Fans thought he might be playing a character named The Watcher in all of those movies. But a recent theory suggests that Lee was playing a much more popular hero.
Hey, gee, I've got so many more stories to tell.
At the end of Avengers Endgame, Captain America goes back in time to return the stones. When he returns to the present, he is now an elderly man who has lived a full life. According to the theory, after Rogers grew old enough to be unrecognizable to his fellow Avengers, he jumped around time to revisit fun or pivotal events in the MCU history. This fun theory has the potential to make Stan Lee's cameos even greater than they were before.
Are you Tony Stank?
Number 3. Dormammu and Doctor Strange are the true big bads.
Arrogance and fear still keep you from learning the simplest and most significant lesson of all.
Which is?
It's not about you.
Was Dormammu counting on Doctor Strange's ego to doom the world? A dark and complex Reddit theory suggests that Dormammu needed to get rid of Thanos, Tony Stark, and the Time Stone. After manipulating events to make the egotistical Doctor Strange extremely powerful, Dormammu waited for the mortal to take out his enemies. That opportunity apparently came in Avengers Infinity War. When Doctor Strange looked into possible futures, he found one where Tony and Thanos ended up dead. He then tricked the Avengers into making the timeline a reality.
How many did we win? One.
But Strange and his huge ego didn't realize the Time Stone gets destroyed in the same timeline where Tony and Thanos die. With the biggest threats gone, Dormammu can now take over the world.
Your world is now my world. All worlds.
Number 2. Spider-Man will make a deal with a demon. One of the most shocking moments in the MCU occurred when Mysterio exposed Spider-Man's identity.
Spider-Man's name is Peter Parker.
But there still might be one way to reverse this reveal. During the infamous One More Day storyline, Peter's Aunt May is wounded and has no chance of recovery. All of a sudden, the demon Mephisto appears and agrees to heal her if Spider-Man erases the memory of his marriage to MJ. The webhead says he'll only agree to this arrangement if the demon restores his secret identity. Although Peter's relationship with MJ in the MCU is sweet, his bond with May is much stronger. If his aunt was injured, he might be desperate enough to take a cue from the comics and make a deal with Mephisto.
I had this plan with this girl that I really like, and now it's all ruined.
Before we assemble our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Zemo and Ultron will team up to fight the Avengers as the Masters of Evil.
An empire toppled by its enemies can rise again.
This is exactly what I wanted.
Xandar's destruction will lead to Nova's introduction. Disney Plus heroes will debut in Avengers 5. Kang the Conqueror is mad the Avengers messed with time. Loki is alive and will go undercover as a woman.
Still, we could be less conspicuous. Brother, you look ravishing.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Thanos created Galactus.
But the work is done. It always will be.
If you thought Thanos' plot to erase half of life was bad, a horrifying theory hints his backup plan is worse. The theory states that the Mad Titan knew that populations could explode again. Thanos decides to use the Infinity Stones to create a being that devours planets to keep the universe balanced, and he names this being Galactus. In order to prevent anyone from stopping his creation, Thanos uses the gauntlet one last time to destroy the Infinity Stones. Although this fan theory is terrifying, it would be a cool backstory for a legendary comic book villain. Even though Thanos is gone, his shadow could loom over the MCU in the form of Galactus.
I'm gonna enjoy it. Very, very much.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.